Hey, are you frustrated with your 9 to 5 and you're ready to excel, to go to the next level in your own business, being a full-time entrepreneur? I want to give you one of the tips that I share with a lot of my clients to help them to get from being a full-time employee to a full-time entrepreneur. And one of the first things I tell them is you have to be patient. We have to work the process. You know, if you look at a farmer will plant the seed, he waters the seed, and he nurtures it. As business owners, we become so ambitious that we want to skip steps. We plant the seed and we nurture it, but we don't water it. And what I mean by watering it is we develop skills. So a lot of times when you're transitioning from an entrepreneur, from an employee to entrepreneurship, the thing is you have to learn skills, but you also have to develop patience. And the definition of patience is the capacity to accept delay. Can you accept delay? Everything has a time to be born. Everything has a time to be created. If you look at a baby, it takes 9 months for a healthy baby to be born. But as in business, we want our business to explode in the first 2 or 3 months. So I want you to adopt this. I want you to start having patience. Patience. And I want you to also remove the if. Because a lot of us are so frustrated if it's going to work. You have to be fully persuaded. And that's when you truly have an understanding, and that's when you really have the patience that you need to scale your business to the next level. Remove the if it's going to work and be fully persuaded that it will work. If it's a desire that you have, you got to be fully persuaded, and you have to move, because when you're fully persuaded, that anxiety to be impatient will calm down, and it will remove frustration. Because a lot of times frustration breeds impatience. I'm frustrated. This ain't working. And we get so caught up in what ain't working. And the whole time what is working is we're building ourselves. We're building skills. We're building something, an inner power, inner strength to be a successful entrepreneur. Because being a successful entrepreneur, full-time entrepreneur, is not for the weak. It's for the strong. You have to be mentally tough, and you got to exercise patience. Because if you don't, when you're small, when you're small, you can make mistakes. But when you become impatient, when you have a bigger company, you can lose more money. So in this season, as you grow and you transition from that 9 to 5 to that full-time entrepreneur, develop that skill of being patient, making the right decisions, not being in a hurry. Hurry is one of the greatest things that is destroying business owners. I have to hurry up. No, you don't. You have to go at your pace. The tortoise beat the hare because it went at his own pace. Stop looking at Johnny, whose mom and dad funded him money into his business, but you didn't know that, and so you're trying to compete with him. Be patient. This race is built for the strong. Be patient. Don't force. Because when we become impatient, we try to force things. We try to force it. Let it come natural. You know, one of the things I do every day is I create a sheet of 6 things I do every day in my business. Maybe you want to do 3 things in your business every day. But consistency wins the race, not how fast you are. But I know we're in a generation where everybody wants to go super fast. Everybody wants to cook rice in the microwave. And, you know, the best food are slow cooked. So when you slow cook your business, and you let it merit and you grow into it. You'll develop, you won't skip steps, because some steps you have to learn, some skills you have to learn during the process when you're transitioning from that 9-to-5 worker to that full-time entrepreneur. It's some skills you have to develop. One of the first skills you have to develop is understanding that you need patience. Be patient. Be patient. Don't look at that runner who's beside you, that business beside you. It's like you're in a relay race. Stay in your lane. Look forward. Don't look to the side. Don't look at the other side. Don't compare yourself, because you don't know what they took them to get to where they at. You have to endure patience. When you remove impatience, then you start making things happen. When you remove impatience, that's when things start moving on your behalf, because you become more consistent. So what happens is, when you become impatient, you become frustrated. So now you don't do what you're supposed to do every day, your daily habits. So impatience makes you deviate from your everyday behavior. I'm gonna say that again. Impatience and frustration causes you to deviate from your daily habits that was going to cause your business to start snowballing into something big. So that when it's time, you can transition from that 9-to-5 to a full-time entrepreneur. So I'm asking you, please be patient with yourself. Plant the seed, water the seed, nurture the seed. Nurturing is some things you have to learn. The best way to learn is when you don't need it. You don't need your business to flourish, because you still have your 9-to-5. You want it to flourish. You don't need it to flourish. So I challenge you, don't give up. Stay the course. Be fully persuaded. Because when you're impatient, it breeds anxiety, and it creates a frustration that you don't want for business. That's why you see so many people have great ideas, but it never comes to pass. Great business ideas, it never comes to pass, because their desire to go fast and be impatient and wait your turn, and to grow into that seed that's going to be productive. So when you step away from your 9-to-5, you have all the skills, you have the mindset to do what you need to do to build a successful 5-6-figure business. I'm just sharing with you the steps that I took. Also, in the comments, I'm putting a link to my free community, a totally free community, Dominion Wealth Builders, where we're teaching you how to build wealth, how to transition. And the key word is transition from a employee to full-time entrepreneurs. I know some of y'all are so tired of going to work every day for someone else. This is not for everybody, but it's for somebody. I know you're tired. I was that person. I'm the type person, I don't like nobody telling me what to do. I don't. And so that's why I became an entrepreneur. And I want you to maximize your calling. God has a calling on your life. He has a calling on your life to do something great. So I'm going to put the link in the comments to my free community, where you can come in, and I'll be dropping nuggets on how to help you transition from your 9-to-5 to full-time entrepreneurship, how to build your credit, how to get business funding. Everything that's dealing with you transitioning from a full-time employee to a full-time entrepreneur, I'm going to show you the steps, the roadmap, how to get there, the steps that I took. And so, man, be patient. It's going to work out. Don't give up. You're going to make it happen.